Real questions for the Prime Minister about how much he knew and when. And of course, it comes at a really awkward time. Enormous importance ahead with the state visit. It is not the ideal starting point for this week. The government still maintains that the former ambassador went through the proper vetting process, and the Business Secretary Peter Kyle said over the weekend that appointing Mandelson was worth the risk. That tallies with what we were saying a few days earlier, that it was always a high-risk appointment, but high reward as well. The reward has been the trade arrangements, the trade deals, the trade announcements that have come. The risk, though, well, that is playing out in front of us.
That phrase, worth the risk. What was the risk? Was the risk, would we get away with this? Or is this guy actually, does he have a past that compromises him and us? I do wonder, Mark, I think it's going to be difficult for Starmer to get through this. You have to wonder if he read the news, kept up with developments like the rest of us. Mandelson was appointed ambassador in December 2024. 18 months before that, an internal report was filed in a New York court by JP Morgan Bank, and that laid bare this connection between Epstein and Lord Mandelson, the man that Epstein called Petey. This file, it talked about Mandelson staying at Epstein's apartment after Epstein had been jailed for procuring an underage girl for prostitution. He was in jail when Mandelson stayed at his apartment. It was all over the news at the time, 18 months before the appointment. So the question I have is, what questions does Starmer ask of Mandelson? And more importantly, what questions did he not ask? And remember, Sir Keir Starmer, he's the former Director of Public Prosecutions. He built a career on knowing the questions to ask and asking them.
Good point. I guess one of the issues is that the government feels at the moment to be in such trouble here in the UK that they can't even divert attention to something else to make the Mandelson issue go away. The only thing they've got to divert everyone to is the state visit itself.
You're absolutely right, Mark. And you know what? This finishes, of course, with a joint news conference with Trump standing alongside Sir Keir Starmer. Do either of us think that questions number 1, 2 and 3 are going to be about trade deals, about investment? The questions are all going to be about Mandelson, I think, and his association with Epstein. And of course, that'll be a question for Starmer. It will be a question for Donald Trump as well. The last thing that he wants is to get dragged back into the Epstein affair. So there is the recipe for embarrassment there. The last thing that either President or Prime Minister wants at the end of this trip.